If your body is tense, your voice will be too. Welcome to the Foster Your Voice podcast with me, Kristi Foster. After a 30-year career in music and theater, I never imagined I'd be coaching trial attorneys. But once I entered your world, I quickly realized how critical and underutilized voice is in the courtroom. The truth is, you don't win trials with brute strength. You win with your voice. I'll give you tools to unlock your voice so you can communicate not just with purpose, but on purpose. If you want quick action tips to help you stay calm and in control, keep jurors engaged, and inspire your listeners to action, all through the power of your voice, you're in the right place. I'm Kristi Foster, and I'm here to help you foster your voice. Hello, Foster fam. Hey, just wanted to check in really quick and remind you that I'd love to be getting your 5-star ratings and your quick reviews on your podcast platforms. It all helps so much to get the word out to other people who might be looking for some help with their courtroom communication. I also love getting emails from you, so please send me an email if you have any special interests that you'd like me to address, any courtroom communication concerns that you think I could help you with, or even just checking in to say hi. I'm serious when I say send me an email. I'll get it and I'll respond, and I love it all. It's Kristi@fostervoicestudio.com. Okay, let's go ahead and dive right into our talk today. Now, when I say people pleaser, what pops up for you? Now, did you think of someone in your sphere that has people pleaser tendencies, or did you think of yourself? Did it resonate with you? What even is being a people pleaser? And is it really all that bad? Well, today we're going to take a quick look at it together. Now, let me start by saying it's part of the human condition to want to feel connected to people, to be included, to know that we've brought delight to people around us. These are normal expectations and normal feelings. So, what's the tipping point from normal social behavior to chronic people-pleasing? Well, people-pleasing is a shift from simply wanting approval to requiring it for emotional and mental safety. While normal social behavior is based on genuine kindness, people-pleasing is driven by fear, guilt, and maybe even a desperate need to manage others' emotions. It becomes toxic when a person consistently sacrifices their own needs and their own energy and values in order to maintain the peace, ensure they are liked, or to make sure others are comfortable even above their own needs. There's an article in Psychology Today that lists the following traits as being possible indicators that you're maybe a people pleaser. I'll put the link to the article in the show notes so you can see the complete list. But some common signs include struggling to say no, prioritizing others' needs over your own, over apologizing when there's nothing to apologize for, avoiding conflict, or feeling responsible for others' emotions. Did any of those hit home for you? Now, the article goes on to say that people who are genuinely big-hearted with their time and efforts have a healthy self-regard. They know what they value as well as what gives them meaning. A people pleaser, however, does not have high self-regard. They need to tend to the needs of others, thinking this will fulfill their own emotional needs. In addition, they spend time worrying about what others think about them. They are not pleasing others just out of love or benevolence. They are doing so out of fear. Now, based on market research, we know that statistically among Americans, 48% would describe themselves as people pleasers. And in that group of nearly half the population, women are more likely than men to say they would describe themselves as people pleasers. 52% of the women and 44% of the men are self-described people pleasers in that group, which isn't surprising. Now, what started this whole inquiry into people pleasing for me was a reel that came across my desk of Adam Grant, who's a popular science writer, psychologist, and kind of a modern thought leader. He was interviewing the actress Kristen Bell for a live podcast episode. Now, Kristen tells this hilarious story about asking for a cup of coffee on the plane and how the flight attendant put way too much cream in it. Kristen drank it down and then she asked for another. And in her mind, she's telling herself, just ask for less cream. Only one cream this time. No big deal. Just one cream. But when it comes down to the moment, the attendant asks, same as last time? And Kristen says, yeah, thanks. I've put the link in the show notes so you can watch her great storytelling and how the conversation unfolds. It's really funny. But Adam insightfully shares that people-pleasing is a selfish behavior, which I thought was interesting because on the surface, it looks like it's all about other people's comfort. But he says that for people who are empaths particularly, which Kristen identifies as an empath, people-pleasing is a way to avoid feeling someone else's bad feelings. So it's ultimately about you. And you don't want to be disliked. It's all from a fear-based place and a desire to control the situation. Plus, as Kristen says about herself, I have a difficult time telling the difference between your emotions and my emotions. I thought this was really interesting and insightful and challenging. If I'm honest, I see this in myself too. Not all the time, not in every situation, but in patterns, in seasons. I certainly have had fluctuating times of being more of a people pleaser and other times of really being able to fortify my own self-worth and take care of my own needs. So for me, it's not an all or nothing. It's a lived experience. It's seasons of life, stages of relationships kind of a thing. Now, here's why this matters for your communication. When you're people pleasing, you're not grounded in yourself. You're reacting. You're tightening. You're trying to manage the room. I'm curious where you land with this. Where do you notice it showing up? Is it black or white all the time, or is it kind of a lived experience like myself? And what might change if you didn't feel the need to manage everyone else? Again, I'd love to hear from you. Send me an email, Kristi@fostervoicestudio.com, to let me know how this resonates with you. Hey, real quick, if your jurors look confused when you say liability, standard of care, or damages, they're not tuning out because they don't care. They're tuning out because they don't speak law. I've put together a free guide called Top 20 Legal Terms to Avoid and What to Say Instead. It'll help you simplify your language without losing credibility, so your message actually lands. Download it now at fostervoicestudio.com/top20 or click the link in the show notes. All right, back to the episode. On this podcast, I talk a lot about regulating your nervous system because you cannot lead effectively if you're dysregulated. I've preached the merits of learning to manage your breath so that you can upregulate your parasympathetic nervous system, thereby also helping your jurors to get their rest and digest state. We know that getting into and staying in rest and digest allows brains to stay online and more quality measured decision making to happen. Okay, so regulating your stress levels is critical for leadership. for ability to learn, for decision making and mental clarity. We know this. But here's the piece that many people miss. If your body is tense, your voice will be too. Have you ever listened to yourself back in a recording and thought, why do I sound so squeaky? Why can't I seem to get any volume? Tension. It's tension. You can't have a free voice in a tight body. The tension you hold in your body directly impacts how your instrument, your voice, works. This may seem obvious, but let's just break it down in case you've never really thought about that correlation. So just do a little experiment with me. Just right where you are right now, tense your shoulder blades that's in the center of your back. Don't raise your shoulders to your ears. That's not what I'm talking about here. It's that space in the middle of your back, kind of in the upper back, and just flex those muscles. Maybe you're already at full flex. Just bring your awareness to that spot. I'm flexing now too. Okay, if you can, release and relax those muscles. Now, flex and hold again, and bring your awareness to your jawline and the sides of your neck. Do you feel it? Feel how those muscles tighten up too? That is really tight. Oh, release, release. Tension doesn't happen in isolation. It doesn't stay local. Everything is connected. Muscles connect to other muscles. Flex your calf real quick. Just your calf. How does that affect your quad, or how does your hip feel? They're connected. The stress and tension that you hold in your shoulders, specifically your shoulder blades and that upper back, activates and flexes neck muscles. Okay, now take a high breath into your upper chest. What does that do to the front part of your neck? Mine gets activated. My SCMs, the sternocleidomastoid muscle, is fully activated. Relax. Okay, so why am I talking about the neck? Well, where is your voice located? Where are your vocal cords? They're housed inside your larynx, which is inside your neck. So again, I ask, is it reasonable to expect that your voice will behave the way you want it to, the way you need it to, if everything surrounding it is locked up and tense? No, that is not reasonable. And yet, you're always surprised why you lack power, why you lack volume, and sound a little more shrill than you planned. How do you get on top of this then? Well, as with everything, it starts with awareness. Just do some body scans when you're just sitting at your desk or sitting at a stoplight. Can you release that shoulder tension? Shoulders, jaw, neck, breath. Just take an inventory of where you're holding tension and see if you can let it go. How about doing some yoga or foam rolling? Of course, this is harder to do at the office in the middle of the day, but the things you do before and after your workday contribute to your physical success during the workday. So just tuck that away and see if you can add in some of those muscle relaxing type of activities. Let me know what you'll be doing to reduce muscle tension that you hold in your upper body. If you want your voice to be stronger, if you want to be able to access the full spectrum of vocal color in order to infuse intentional meaning into your words, if you want to improve control and clarity, pay attention and incorporate ways to relax your body throughout your day. Until next time, keep fostering your voice. Thanks for pulling up a seat with me today and for being part of the Foster fam. Make sure you're subscribed to the podcast so you don't miss a single episode. And while you're at it, go ahead and leave a review or a comment so I can give you a shout out on a future episode. During the week, you can find me on Instagram at Foster Voice Studio where I'm dropping little nuggets of vocal technique and leadership wisdom. You can also join my mailing list by visiting fostervoicestudio.com or by clicking the link in the show notes. I'll send a weekly vocal tip every Tuesday directly to your inbox. Until then, keep fostering your voice.